This video is dedicated to Verizon Wireless. So on Friday, about 7 o'clock in the morning, I get to work, I plug up my phone, and it does not charge. So I call Verizon Wireless customer service. I spoke to 3 people. The last lady told me, she said, well, you need to take it to the store and see if there's any physical damage, if it's been dropped in water or, you did something to the port. Like I couldn't take a pen and stick it in the bottom of the port. So I'm like, okay, I'll comply. So on lunch, I walked to Verizon Wireless. Walk in there. Unfortunately, I didn't have my ID. And so the guy, he was not really customer friendly. So he said, well, there's nothing I can do. So he plugged the phone, so I'm in charge. And he said, well, no, there's no physical damage to it. So I said, well, call your customer service. I was on the phone with them for an hour and a half. And I got so far elevated up to tier 2, which was Mark. And I kept telling the guy in the store, I'm on lunch, I gotta go. He kept ignoring me. So they took the phone apart. They took out the SIM card. They plugged in every plug in the store, and it still would not charge. Then they put it in safe mode and tried to get it to work that way, and it still would not work. So I'm like, okay. So Mark's like, okay, well, I can give you another phone, or we can send you out the same phone that you have. I'm like, no, that won't work. Because I had asked the young lady, I'm thinking I've had 3 phone replacements. She said, no, you had 4. This will be your 5th. So my phone that I have is an LG V10. This lovely phone here. And the phone they wanted to replace it with is a Samsung S7. This phone here. Now let's take the 2 and compare them side by side. You see the size difference? You see the screen difference on both of these phones? Does that even equal to the same type of phone that I already have? No, it don't. And you would think if a customer had a problem with the phone 4 times, and this would be the 5th time, you would try to do something to make amends to fix the error. So I left the store. I came home and I went to the Verizon close to me. On the phone with the customer service for 2.5 hours. I was in the store until the store closed. The guy started trying to convince me that I should get another LB10, which does not work. This will be the 5th one, and each time I've gotten a phone, it's been a different issue. Not the same issue, but a different issue by LG. So when Samsung had an issue with their phone, they waited till the sucker blowed up before they decided to do something. Here is my dilemma, and here's my issue, and here's my real big problem. These phones are purchased in bulk. The parts are purchased in bulk, but the consumer end up swallowing most of the cost. We end up paying a percentage on fees for a phone, and the government allow and regulate this kind of crap. And every time somebody has a phone, nobody is dinged for it when there's issues, and nobody wants to listen. So Verizon, can you hear me now? Because I really want you to hear me, because I'm going to spend a lot of time on Twitter about this situation here. Because if your customer having a problem and they pay their bill on time for a phone, why would you take this size phone and downsize it to this size phone? That does not make sense to me. And then you don't listen. You're trying to script people and force them into taking something. And then these phones are not new phones. They're refurbished phones. So you get somebody else's problem, you take it back, you swap out a couple of parts, and then you send it on back to the customer. And now the next customer get another problem with the phone, but you don't want to address the issue. Well, I'm going to help y'all address the issue, because this is burning really deep down within, because it pissed me off that nobody in Verizon wanted this except for one of the workers that was in the store. But everybody in customer service, even up to tier one, they pretend to be supervisors, they pretend to be managers and all this stuff. And at the same time, they're trying to convince you to take the problem back again. If I've had 4 replacements, why would I want 5? Help me to understand that one, because I really don't get it. So Verizon, I say again, since you say you the best network with unlimited this and you beat out Sprint, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Verizon, can you hear me now?